Hello, everyone.
Yo,
Oh,
yeah.
hello, everyone. Good evening and welcome to our final episode of Why You So Extra on this Thursday evening. Uh, Why You So Extra is a show where we host change makers and explore what it takes to put the extra into extraordinary. So on this show, we'll speak with change makers that inspires us, big or small, who are doing that little extra to make a difference. My name is Andrew, and I'll be your host today. And joining alongside me, as you can see, is my fellow co-host, also known as Johnson Uy, the co-founder of Extraordinary People Impacting Communities, aka Epic. Johnson, you may speak now. You're muted now. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. How are
So
you
I
doing?
wanted to say this is the fifth episode, and it's exciting. I'm so glad that we could make this before the end of this year. And I'm making all this newbie mistakes,
It's your fifth
speaking
episode.
before my turn, forgetting to unmute. Clearly, experience doesn't make you better sometimes. But glad to be back, and so happy to be able to get to the nitty gritty and perhaps get behind the scenes as to what makes this person extra. Um, very happy to have William with us today.
Hi everyone. Hi. I guess that's my cue to speak. Yeah.
Not
Not yet,
just yet. Not
actually,
just yet.
Not just yet. Okay.
but
Okay.
it
Okay.
seems like we're all very
Seems like it.
casual.
Yeah.
But yeah, since we've heard your voice, right? Why might as well, Let's just welcome, put our hands together and welcome, the co-director of Taylor's Me.reka, makerspace, and also one of the partners at Biji-biji Initiatives, William Koong. What's up, man? Really happy to have you here today.
Hai. Terima kasih rakan-rakan sekalian kerana mengadakan saya di sini. I feel very terhormat. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so
Don't be
much.
so formal, lah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me around here, especially in the last episode of the season. Exciting. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
thanks so much for making time, man. I heard you're busy cleaning
Yes.
cleaning
Yes.
some of the problems that the floods has brought into
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
people's homes.
one of the victims, myself as well. We cleaned up our houses, and then today we're actually in one of our other partners' condo, helping them to clean up the store which was flooded. So yep, yeah lah.
you mentioned your family was affected as well, right? And they were
Yes,
in
yes.
Klang,
My
was it?
parents' home, correct, in Klang, in Taman Masna, my parents' home, up to the waistline, the water. But we much better compared to Sri Muda lah, which is about 5 kilometers away. Yeah, that was rooftop height the water. Yeah.
Johnson, earlier before this, I was just discussing with William. Like someone told me that we've met before, and I was like trying to recall. When did we actually meet? And if I'm not wrong, if I'm not mistaken, it's actually the first time I went to Kelantan for that Project House Relief build, the pilot build, right?
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
with all of them guys from BG, and I think like back then it was also cause of flood. Now also it's like during a time of flood after so many years. So like what has really changed? Well, where William here, I think knows a lot about what we want to talk about today, which is essentially, well, the gist of it, the fundamentals of it is essentially the social scene lah, or the social work, and the local community and all the different side hustles, and also to some extent the harsh truth behind what we do. But I think above that as well, we actually just want to know who William is, like, and why is William so extra lah. So perhaps for the benefit of our audience, maybe William, you can tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, in case we don't know.
Yeah, maybe more about what you do first, lah, to give
What I-
people some context. I mean, even for those who know Biji-biji and Me.reka as well, you guys do a lot of things, so I think it'd be helpful to kind of break it down first.
Yes, correct. So that's thank you so much, Johnson. I couldn't say any better. Yeah, definitely. The organization I work in does a lot of things, from sustainability, championing sustainability, to education programs and etc. Myself, I'm a passionate. I wouldn't say make. I'm a passionate sculptor and builder of sorts. I love waste materials. I find that they're very interesting. They're very colorful, and full of shapes and full of different smells, for sure. But the potential also it's diverse. So I devote my passion in that on my side hobby lah. So I'm a waste art sculptor. But the social mission that I'm working on with the organization is, number one, I work with the university. I co-direct a makerspace there in Taylor's University to help promote multidisciplinary learning among students. Basically, teach them how to hustle while they're in uni, when all the lab equipment is free. Got doctor, got professor, got students from all faculty. Best place to test, come out with business model, business idea, and find partners, right? So that's what we're pushing. That's that part. On the other end, my other service for the community is the directing the program Me.reka Belia, where we teach youth 15 to 35 at PPR communities on how to digitally transform their businesses or their economical activities and possibly cari makan online. That's the tagline. Yeah. Pretty much gist of what I've been busy doing lah. Yeah. Yes. Formal, pre-trained already lah. This it's like explanation I give.
Where was I when I was a uni student, man? Like, that sounds very interesting. Like what you say, right? The best time to learn and hustle is probably in uni days when it's less.
Correct, man. I mean, if I have a kid, I pay 30,000-40,000 to get, I don't think even 30, that's my time. I need 50,000-60,000 ringgit to finish a degree. And you come home and you give me a piece of paper, I'll whack you. Like you go home, don't give the paper to your parent. Tell them, okay, I'm not going to go circle some newspaper or job street search. I'm starting my business ready, and my partners are ready. 3 years, all my assignment time I invest into my business. All my final year project I invest into my product. Or else you're just doing some God knows what FYP and then buang, and then after that go circle newspaper. I'm damn angry when I see this. I'm angry because I didn't do it when I was in my uni days. Yeah.
And I'm glad you're channeling your anger in such a good way, lah.
Oh, of course, must.
Yeah. So no, I'm glad you shared us what you do, because then at least everyone who's listening in can have a context as to how you're also making a difference as well. Yeah. So maybe you can tell us more about yourself, and maybe how did you even get into this space?
How did I get into the space, as in the social community work? It began with myself. I guess I'm going to go further a bit since it began with myself. I'm an ex-addict. I was ex-addict as well back in my uni days. That's why I didn't spend any, like what you're saying, Andrew, didn't do anything during uni days,
Right.
So
right.
I was an ex-addict. I was going through a tough time, a pretty dark time in my life. Lost a lot of friends, lost a lot of loved ones. I lost trust from the family. That's horrible. The last place you seek refuge, the last place that you want them to cast you off. Not really cast me off, but lost trust lah. So that really took me on hardly, in a bad way. But luckily, I stumbled upon a friend called Raj. He's actually the founder of Solves 24/7. So get to know him as a buddy, and that time he was moving from Melaka to Segambut Dalam. He's one of his earliest centers, NGO centers in KL. So he asked me, "Hey, William, would you like to help out? To offer yourself and help." So from then I decided I need time off. I need a rehab for myself, and definitely when you're in a dark spot, you are suicidal, you don't feel like you're important, you feel like your worth is gone. So there's a lot of breakdowns over there. So luckily, purpose gave me reason. I would say, as cliche it may sound, because when I was there, my job is to stay in that building together with like 20 students, SOLS students, which are full boarding, but because they are being evicted from their Malacca center, got no center, so they also stay there. So my job, I'm pretty handy. So I'm leading renovation work like DIY painting and all that, and I have to take care of this bunch of youngsters, which are orang asli kids, which are from estate, rubber estate, who've never been to KL before. So I felt so lucky as a person, I even have an opportunity to go and do drugs, like where people are suffering way more than I am. Some don't even know how to read. And partially one of our jobs is to teach them to read in English and use computers. So that really brought me back on my feet. I felt like, it's a purpose-driven life I want to lead. And hence on, I've never left the social world. I would say, yeah, anything I do would be related. So from there, I moved from NGO to NGO. I got the opportunity to work with Rock Corps before when they were still around. So I was the production and project manager there. So I managed events, organized events and stuff, volunteering events. And when Rock Corps closed down, that time, the Zarif Initiative closed down. So me and my other partner, Juliana, we closed down means get laid off lah. Laid off means broke lah, no money lah. This real talk, right? So we were smashed, gone 3 months, no income, pretty bad. So me and Ju were saying like, you know what, let's screw this, let's start our own business. Let's start our own enterprise, social enterprise. The time got no social enterprise registration. It's just you get an enterprise and you just do things and something good next to it, and you're that. So we were there lah. So we started Taboo Enterprise, and our aim was towards sustainability. Our dreams were big lah. We want to revolutionize event management, right? So we're going to use waste materials for events.
Wow.
Instead of using new banners and all that, you hire us, then we'll draw for you. We get artists to draw your banners, your buntings, things with value like that. A decoration all made of like egg cartons, this kind of cowboy job, I would say. That's when we met Biji-biji. Biji-biji was selling bags that time. So one of our friends introduced us, hey guys, you're doing events and workshop and all this, teaching, people how to make lamps from egg cartons. Why don't you, get to know Biji-biji? That's when I met G and the rest of the crew. This is back in 2013 or 14. Yeah, that's when we met. And ever since we met, we clicked. Fun, easygoing, both side, parahal. Then we were like, okay, let's get businesses. I get event job. Now I can sell bigger event because I've got more satu kepala people who likes upcycling, who likes to play with rubbish. So it's not just me and you. So then we can get bigger jobs, And then we start working together, And after 1 year, we decided to merge because Taboo is more event-based.
I didn't understand that.
Sorry, Bixby. Yeah. So Taboo more event-based, so we decided to focus on the Biji-biji brand. That's how we became partners and continued the journey and so on. And Me.reka, pretty much that's the capsule,
Wow.
chronological capsule, yeah.
Thanks for sharing, man, William.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Wow.
All good, yeah.
Taboo.
Was there a moment, so was there a moment that I know, coming from this as well, I know when people ask this, and I know it's most often a progressive, organic lead up towards where we are today, but I wonder whether in this whole journey, from perhaps being an ex-addict or your first stint with Souls, was there a moment where you say, this is where I'm supposed to be, and I'm curious, like why are you particularly passionate about waste and recycling or upcycling?
Thanks. That's two very awesome questions. The pinnacle moment, I think the turning point where I really decided this is it was was the point when actually it started in Saul's. There was a time in Saul's when I was servicing. I was a volunteer for many months. We get food. I don't care. I didn't mind about the payment. I told my mom as well. You know what? I'm horrible. I'm terrible. Trust me. One last time, let me go to this place. I'm gonna throw my phone away and stuff like that. So I went there. So that was the moment that I decided. You know what? If I'm not out there making money, at least I'm helping other people. In return, I'm helping myself to a bit of a selfish thing, but at least my selfishness creates some impact. So that was what really brought me to the understanding of things are ethereal, materials are ethereal anyway. I can't bring my money or fame into the grave. Right? What I can bring is good feelings, and it's all about making more good feelings. That was the time in Seoul when I was staying there. About 3 years, I think. Wow. Yeah.
Wow. And sorry, I know there's a second question, but I wanted to just kind of like prod a little bit more while you're answering this question. It's like, so what helped you overcome your addiction?
What helped me overcome my addiction? Yeah, that's a very interesting question. So for those out there who, it's a bit of a cold turkey, I smoke a lot of cigarettes. I remember I was smoking a lot of cigarettes, just finding alternatives, just to lay off the original drug. It was methamphetamine, so it's one of the most addictive drug in the world. So there was a teacher, Raj's father. Actually, I would say he would be my mentor, guru lah. So I don't know if you met Raj's dad before or not, but his dad is a philosopher, it's a mind scientist. So he teaches me how to think, how to perspectivify certain points of view when it comes to our life. So that really helped me a lot to channel my perspective. I feel happy that my endorphins are boosting up when I'm helping the kids, when I'm with them, eating the same food, wake up 6:30, cook some crappy food, and then they'll still eat it and say, thank you, Brother William. I mean, that's, I don't know, man, that's great. And we have prayer time, like everyone sits in the circle and all prayers will be available in that circle, and everyone chants the same thing. That's the Saul's way. That's what big teacher, Raja's dad, everyone calls him big teacher. So he's there to help. So definitely he's one of the main figures in helping me to, it's all about the mind, not more on the body, more on the mind. Yeah, that perspectify, like think that, if you do that's something shameful, but you got to embrace it because it brings you to where you are today. If you don't embrace it, keep running from it, then you always carry that shame, and it stops your human potential. That's the big keyword that he mentioned. So I'm not ashamed anymore, open talk about it. Yeah. Can ask me anything, how it feels. People like to ask me how it feels, all this stuff. I'll tell them. Yeah. I think education is important, or else people don't know what they're getting themselves into, and then they got hooked. So that's some nonsense there.
The one we'll ask you offline.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
What about getting into, what's your fascination with rubbish or waste or treasure?
This one, there's two men in my life. I mean, two men and a woman. So my mom, I grew up in a pretty poor family. I got 5 elder sisters, so I'm the only son. So I pretty much get raised by my sisters, where my mom and dad always goes out to work find money . So when I was a kid, my dad likes to, so family poor, so sometimes buy toy, and then I don't know why I have itchy fingers, so I like to take apart the toys and stuff. So then my mom and dad stopped buying toys for me, and instead my dad will pick up mini compos, or some TV, spoiled radio. I get a lot of spoiled radios. He bring home just for me to have fun, just open, and I don't know, I collect magnets. I don't know for what, but I have a whole bunch when I was a kid. I think it's treasure, so that's what I do. And slowly that makes me, that barrier between me and garbage is very thin. And then until it was gone from that point, because I would walk past, because when we were kids, we would cycle, then there's rubbish dump, we'll walk past them and find interesting things. Then we just pick it up and then we'll go home, wash it and open and destroy it and then throw it again, like not really make it into something, but spoil most of the time. The making comes when I was about 12 or 13. My second brother-in-law opens a car workshop, a car body workshop. So he allows me to go over there after school to lepak and layan. So I'll go there. And he knows I like to open things up. So he's asked me to open the cars, this and that. So that from there, I really start understanding the importance of repair. Because before there was destruction, just open, just want to see, like nothing. But from there, I understand that, it's important to fix. And it's cooler to fix. That's the cool thing. Open is there, So that sort of transpired. But then I picked up some pretty good. He teaches me, the uncles in the workshop, they're rough as hell. When they open their mouth, only three words are nice. The rest are like, all very, very general swear words. But they are a cool community there. They also brought me up a bit, to teach me. And I never had an elder brother. So they play that role a bit, yeah. But welding, plate smithery, ketok magat lah, they call it. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like your story going back to your childhood, man. It's amazing, amazing. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
But you mentioned that you're doing a lot of art installation and sculpting. I mean, I'm not sure if that's the correct word, but basically upcycling used and old materials and creating art and abstract art in exhibitions.
Correct.
Was there something? I mean, maybe for my own understanding, when did you actually start transitioning into like, okay, now I'm gonna like officially do one, and then this is what I'm gonna call as art, because previous is all like considered play, it's just
I've
home.
Yeah. I love your question, Andrew. So before this, I never call it art. My clients call it art, and the public call it art. Then slowly only I start like, okay, let's take this in and really accept. Took me a while to accept. I've never sculpted with my own, rarely with my own initials. It's always for Biji-biji and represent Biji-biji. That I'm fine. So I had some imposter syndrome going on a few years back. I couldn't call myself an artist. Or when people call, I'll be like, yeah, thank you so much. It's just, it's always been a hidden passion, because I feel shy, because like back in the workshop, if I'll try, but then those uncles will laugh at me. What are you doing? Like, what the heck? Go fix the car. Why are you welding one fella here with the exhaust pipe or whatnot? So that's good and bad everywhere. But after I joined, opened my own company, that's when I was really liberated. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and do whatever I can do with whatever I know how to do, just to sustain myself and the company and my partner. So I would say Biji-biji contributed a lot in giving me the comfort and the acceptance of an avenue to venture into the art world. Yeah.
Wow. I hope you don't mind, as we're talking over some of these artwork, at least your client calls it. I'm gonna just flash a couple of pictures.
No, now they're artwork. Now I'm okay.
Okay, fine.
Artist though? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it still gets to me.
And why do you think it's so important to create art pieces out of trash?
Thank you for asking. So, contribution to the content world, I would say, the uprising of content. Sometimes you write 5-page journal, full research into how messed up our climate is. This particular animal, that used to stay next to you, Johnson, let's just say, and then now this animal is dying. 5-page full research, $5 million I spent. But that ain't gonna change the public perception. The public is not going to read that 5-pager just because it's 5 million ringgit worth of research. Some will, no doubt. 80% won't. But what does that 80% is receptive towards? Beautiful things that tells a story, things that they can see, feel, touch, and share, and stand next to, and show. So that's what I believe in, man. So like, art is just a word. It's just a medium. I use it as a medium. My work as a medium to communicate the importance of conserving our environment, conserving what's around us. Environment so much use, right? That word. So it's around us. What's around us? All the animals that are around us, or the living creatures that used to be our neighbors, are around us. Out of sight, out of mind. People don't know. People don't see, right? That means don't exist, but they're actually there. So these are the few narratives that I always focus on. Yeah.
Wow. I was just
Artist though.
right?
No, it's like a program narrative. Like if you run a program, you have a narrative, how it works and all that. It's just in a form of a physical object.
Absolutely, man. I think you answered it really well. Just teasing you. Andrew, sorry.
you're an artist too. You're a social artist too. You should know. It takes mindset to come up with great impactful programs. Yeah.
Perhaps. But let's keep the spotlight on you. And I think Andrew has a question. For you.
Okay, can.
Oh, I think before the question, I was just very fascinated. Okay, while William was sharing, I secretly went and looked at his Instagram lah, and I found some pictures. I saw like there was a hornbill installation. There was another one that I don't know. It looks like
It's a tape.
chimpanzee or monkey, but it's thinking. It could be I'm not sure. But
Human. Yeah.
Human. I see. Yeah, but before that, I just wanted to share that. I mean, when I was a kid, right, I really admired just art installation and exhibition. And then now, as I grow stronger conscious and everything, right, I'm more aware about things around me. I always gravitate towards, materials that were upcycled. Because for me, myself, so I don't like throwing things away, but sometimes that's also harmful. You need to learn what can be reused, what cannot. So I was just looking at some of your art installation, your art pieces, right? And they look really, really good lah. I was wondering if you have a favorite one.
Oh, I have a favorite. Oh my. I think my favorite is. I guess everyone likes the hornbill. I kind of liked it too, but my favorite is the tape lah. Actually, I like the tape. It was the most fun to work on. I don't do it alone. My other artist partner is Faris from our organization. Faris Tiang, I'm gonna name him, right? So he helps me also. So that was the most fun was the tape. Because I get to cut a Morris Minor and Volkswagen and join it together. So I feel it's yeah.
Hood of it.
Yeah. I like that the most. But everyone likes the hornbill because it's more bigger, majestic. Yeah.
Wow.
There's a hidden brain. There's a hidden thing in both the sculptures. Like the hornbill, if you get to visit, if you peek into the chest of the bird. You can see a heart inside. There's actually a hidden heart, whereas the tape has a brain.
Wow.
Saja lah, you got
no, I didn't know that actually.
Yeah.
I've seen your hornbill, man. It's quite magnificent. But I didn't know there's a hidden element inside.
Yes, there is. Ada hati you tengok lah. And then tape is, ada otak can fikir lah. There's some Malaysian flavors.
Is it in Klang now?
No, unfortunately. Not say unfortunate. It's in Johor Putri Harbour.
Oh,
all three of them. Yeah.
I see. Wow.
Next year got new one.
Yeah. Ooh.
Next year coming. Yeah.
Oh, good reason to visit Johor now.
No lah, not exactly lah. The pass by means can go in lah, have a look.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's amazing, man. Like just listening to the scope of what you've been involved in, kind of working your way, no, not really from ground up, from actually below the ground, from really negative, and then ground up, hustling your way through different things, getting involved in really some may call it coolie work,
Oh yes.
uh, you know, to being a craftsman or an artist, to even now running programs and curriculums, developing curriculums and even running a business as well. So I think it's quite safe to say that you've gotten your hands quite well rounded, in different facets of social work, social business.
I'm lucky.
I'm curious. Yeah.
Lucky lah. It's the people around me that allows me to do this lah. I'm very
Yeah.
lucky to have people around me.
Yeah. So, I mean, besides learning humility, which you obviously have,
There's humble brags, all humble brags.
I'm wondering, like, what are some of the key lessons that you've learned that you can share with other people listening as well? Yeah.
Key lessons in climbing up from dirt. I guess first you gotta embrace dirt. Embracing is the key word. Being vulnerable is the key word. These two words, embrace and vulnerable, really drives me strength, right? A lot of people think being strong, being the strong man, they like to put banners on you. You're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to admit weakness. I guess it takes a stronger person to admit what they're weak on. And it takes a stronger person to embrace what they're ashamed of. And then it will free up space in your mind. Then you have space to think of so many other wonderful things out there, whatever your dream is. I guess these two words we should always embrace, and we should always be vulnerable.
Wow, really like that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, because if people scared to fail. Why are you scared to fail? Because scared malu. Why are you scared malu? Malu is what? Malu is a feeling. Who gives you that feeling? You buy money? You buy that feeling? No, right? If you feel malu, you got money put in your pocket? No. Put food in your mouth? No. So malu doesn't exist. So don't be malu. Don't be afraid to fail. Then just do what you want to do. And if you fail, pick it up again. That's the Malaysian Asian thing that I always try to get the youths to think, don't think that your bapa just ride Ep5 and is a cleaner means you must kowtow to all whoever wears a suit and tie,
Yeah.
That's some empowerment that needed for times like this.
Yeah, there's definitely a struggle with that kind of dynamic, maybe especially within men, but then again, we're three guys sitting here, so perhaps a female perspective would help. But I do resonate with what you share about just number one, like embracing and also allowing yourself to be vulnerable. As one of your key learnings that you're sharing, right? Yeah, so I think
we
that
all
takes
try
a
to
lot
be
of-
strong men when we're younger days.
Yeah.
I'm hero. Let me carry. After a while, koya already is like, oh yeah, regret. Learn from the years. Yeah.
I mean, speaking about all these, not so much a stereotype, but it's just things that people want to associate men with, right? It's also, unfortunately, society also, some parts of society also sees that men are meant to be breadwinners, right? And I guess I can't help but think about the question of, just what is your take, right, on, doing social work or being in a social industry? How does it coincide, or how does it bring
How's
in
my
the-
family
bring in the
happy about
money
it?
lah? That as well.
Yes. So that's super awesome. I love questions like this, especially for those who wants to get into this world that we are in, listening right now to these three crazy fellas. Number one, count in your family, your loved one first, right? settle your family. If your mom or dad, if you don't have a lot of brothers and sisters, if you're alone, chill out first, find some money out there, run a business maybe, and then, possibly help people in your own pace. Don't dive full time into a pool, not knowing how deep the pool is or what color is the water inside, right? Once you settle your family, that's the number one acceptance you need. Then number two will be your girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever it is, because they're going to leave you halfway thinking that you are just going to give all your money and time to the community, and then where's our future? When we going to get married? Where's the honeymoon? Where's our new house? Where's the car? How to rear kids? I mean, bring up kids, not rear, but
Rear kids.
But yeah, you get what I'm saying. Yeah, so those things are real, man. Like many people jump into social work thinking that, not thinking lah, good thinking, definitely respect, love what you all are doing, jumping into social work, but they often feel there's a bulletproof vest that they are wearing that could be the reason for anything against their loved ones, against people who they need to spend time with as well. Yeah, I don't know if it rings a bell, but your wife, your girlfriend, your father, your mother, right? We always feel like, yeah, I'm helping people out there, y'all wait first, y'all are fine, you got rice to eat, you wait first. But they need our emotional support as well. And that gives us strength to do more. So that's number one, counting your family and your loved ones, first and second day. Then get into the work, then start thinking like a business. Think like a businessman, please. There's two differences. A normal social enterprise and a social enterprise. I think you're a pro, but this is for people out there. Like, if you're both also must be business minded. But the difference is a Chinaman business. I think I run my business my best to think and earn for myself. So it's important. I feel the business important because it's for myself and my family only. But as if you're a social entrepreneur, you run your business, you must be business minded, you must be frugal, you must be very kiam siap, not for yourself, for your beneficiaries. Two perspectives. But if there is a level that I would say, like, who should be more kiam siap and more Chinaman than the Chinaman business is the social entrepreneurs. Yes, every penny saved is every penny given, right? And the cause and all that. We super kiam siap, we get volunteers, free manpower. These are all perks that Chinaman businessmen would never get, right? Because it's a different perspective, point of view. So I guess that's point number two. If you want to get into a business, SE, if you want to earn big bucks, don't get into SE, please. Go buy Bitcoin or something, whatever in the trend. Because it ain't going to make you $1 million, You still have to get dirty. You still have to go through hardships. You may not have good cash flow every month. May not have, it's just cherry, icing, sugar on top. You won't have good cash flow every month, These are the things that you have to think about, So your happiness won't come 100% from your earnings. You must accept your happiness come 50% earning, 50% from the good things you do. If you cannot, that's not your flavor of happiness, then don't go into it. The public will know if you are faking it, if you are greenwashing, if you are just, tipu-tipu. So don't do it. Yeah.
Thanks, William.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think those are, sorry, I had three tips. Got someone or not? I don't mind.
All good. I'm scolding people already. It's like,
no, not at all. I think these are some truth bombs that needs to be planted and people need to hear about this. I think that this is great, especially you've been in this for more than 10 years now, right?
We're gonna celebrate correct.
That's some time, man. That's some time. Yeah, but I just wanted to pick up, I absolutely resonated with your first point, about taking care of your family first or, your loved ones and how, it's not just, out of Asian responsibility, right? But there is this certain, like a ecosystem that takes place where you're not only helping them, but they then give back to you and give that energy back to you as well, and I think it's so important, especially today, right? Where you have this feeling where, I have this feeling that within social space, it's almost like we have our big four, just like how, Asian families, right? You be a doctor, you be an engineer, you be a lawyer, become or an accountant, right?
Accountant, yeah.
In the case of in social work, right, it's very easy to get caught up with all the big stuff that we see on social media now. Climate change, refugee crisis. We have our big number of big crises that you need to help, and it makes people feel important sometimes. It's as though, like, if you can't talk about these things sophisticatedly, or you're not involved in anything like that, then you're not actually making a difference. But actually, the fact of the matter is sometimes that it needs to start from home. It's about taking care about the people around you first. And sometimes it's slightly less glamorous and whatnot. But I totally agree with you, especially today, right, where it's so easy to be a keyboard warrior and to just say a couple of words, do a TikTok dance, and feel like you're actually making a difference.
Yeah.
Whereas at home, then you can go and you can be a absolute rude and behave like an asshole to the people
Yeah.
around you.
Correct.
And think that just by doing some of these big things that you can get away with stuff.
Karma is now restored, right?
Yeah, and
Weekend charity,
and I just wanted to add on to that. I hope that it's not hijacking what you meant, but I felt like, as you were saying that, like, absolutely what you said, I totally resonate with that. But I felt like this also came to me as I was listening to you as well. Yeah.
Definitely, like, it's before this we had a small conversation before we started, right? It's not tossing daisies in the meadows, like, doing social work. That photo is nice, right? But what leads on to that photo, it's all layers and layers of mud and goop and smell and anything lah. Doesn't matter what work it is, it's tough out there, it's hard. And you have to see things that you've never seen before. And the last thing you want is to go home and face another unaccepting community, which is your family or what, in what you're doing. And that batters you up. And that makes your work worse. That makes it worse, you see. Like, I always tell people, like, if you want to help someone, you help. It is your responsibility to make sure you survive, you live long, right? If you don't take care of your health and you die, and you promise people you're going to help, and after you die, then the fellow will lose hope in people who offer help. That's worse than not doing anything at all. Yeah, that's also something, like, people always come, go orphanage, promise them, I'll come back again, we'll clean up your place, clean up that one day, take nice photo, company gathering, yeah, we'll be back, I love you, blah, blah, blah. Boop, gone. I ask every orphanage kids, they are used to this. That's messed up.
Mm-hmm.
That is very messed up. So when people come, they will know how to smile, like, this is a formal, yeah, the kids also, because they know deep down inside, yeah, it's a drill. This ain't real.
Yeah.
So that's something we gotta address lah. Like, I like what you pinpoint just now. You just do a TikTok, some dance, I'm helping people. Every like is 10 cents, Respect lah. If that generates the 10 cents, it's cool, you see, but doesn't give you reason to be an asshole.
Yep.
Doesn't mean that I'm good here means I can be bad there, Yeah. So totally agree with that.
On the topic of social media, right? I can't help but notice that, with all the flooding and everything that's going on, there are also a lot of avenues to volunteer and also donate. And I think maybe it's the lack of action in the past, like 1.5 years to 2 years, because of all the lockdowns and all the isolation and quarantine. People are not used to seeing all the beraksi-aksi, all the happenings, right? So now that they are seeing it, I think there's a unspoken notion of people accusing one another for, like, oh, you're doing it just for the clout, just for the glam, just for the gram, and then like what you mentioned earlier, like, it's like a weekend charity, right? So, like, and also circling back to what Johnson said, it really does start from home, and I think perhaps for the three of us, we having the backing of our friends and family is crucial lah. Like what you say, you don't want to go home to a not only unsupportive one but a very negative community. That makes our job twice as much harder, right? But going back to just people, perhaps doing things for the show, for the gram and everything. There are also a lot of people who do these things, but they don't show. Um, can be a pro, can be a con, but for those who don't show, they are also judged as like, oh, you're not showing means you must not be doing anything. So that's also very, very
God is
difficult.
not internet.
Yes, correct.
So you are shown, for sure, you are shown to the most important, entity or creator or mathematic equation out there that made you who you are, not the internet. The internet is a tool, definitely a tool. I mean, no doubt some people do it. Janji, they do it lah. Never mind lah. As long as that rice go to someone's house, okay. Let them do it lah. They can post whatever they want. They can TikTok in front of the banjir also, swim with the mangsa, do a gig there. Janji, they do it lah. That's good. Just be safe lah. Be careful lah, guys. Like the pandemic and all, people are gathering a lot in the area in one spot. So just be safe. In 2 weeks time, hopefully, not a big outbreak there.
Yep.
But yeah, people are happy to beraksi lah, Andrew. If there's anything,
Yeah.
it feels like, frankly saying, I don't mean to be a snob. I'm one of the Mangsa Banjir. I'm the waist length Mangsa Banjir. So we have categories, So there's like head height and there's waist height. So I'm speaking for the waist height category. Felt like a festival, bro. First day was depressing. Everyone was depressed. I went home. It was like, oh, mud. My house looked like Pulau Ketam. It's like, whoa, where you been, house? Pretty bad. The damage. Everyone looking at each other, shaking their heads. Doing this. This is the most, newest sign language, trendy. So but then second day we were saying Happy New Year to each other. We were laughing. We was, busuk, bau gila. Oh my God. We are laughing. And there was sukarelawan coming with like a carton of water. I tell you a funny thing. So I did something, not bad. I'm just trying to be funny. So this person came and he's like, oh, bang, minum air bang. He gave me a plastic bottle of water. So I don't mean to be mean. I just look at him and smile. I say, bang, saya punya rumah, tengok, banyak sampah mau buang. You lagi kasih satu sampah untuk saya buang ke? Tak apalah. Simpanlah, kasih itu auntie sana mau minum air. And the floor was laughing. Then my neighbor was laughing. Then they all also killed jalan. So disaster brings the community together. Some neighbors we never spoke before for the longest time. Now grown up, tall fella, got kids all. Like it times of need shows how sporadic, how organic humanity is in helping each other. The NGOs, of course, they are heroes of full time, but during such disaster, like widespread disaster, you can truly see how an organic, unregistered NGO is floating around, where people are helping each other, not caring, about color, race, and all that.
Yep.
Ada cawan meminum air ni air. Oh, saya sudah masak sirap. Come and drink the syrup. This. Pandemic also lah. It's like dangerous, but still, the good feelings are there. That's a waist height representative lah. Roof height, that one different story lah. There's life matters there already. So, not to joke about that. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's great to get a perspective from the waist height,
waist height
category.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing with us, man. In all your sharing and so far in our conversation, right? I can't help but see a sense of you're so optimistic. You're very hopeful. You're compassionate. Of course, with a good layer of pragmatism as well.
Oh man, please stop.
Keep
going.
I know you don't like this. I know you don't like this, but I'm gonna keep piling it on. Again, the spotlight's on you.
Oh, give it to me.
You were talking earlier about orphans and how many of them are exposed to this sense of hopelessness and stuff like that. And I can't help but wonder, for a person like you who openly also admits that you are an ex-addict, I'm sure that when you were an ex-addict, people weren't probably nice with you. Probably you've been treated very harshly as well. So what I would like to know is, where do you then find your where do you find that sense of hope that you have right now that you carry with you? Where does that come from?
From service to the community. So cliche. To service to people, I think, to the needy, people who need help. I feel like if I can carry this table and that auntie smile and can sleep, don't have to worry, this table going to be destroyed, just in flood sense. That's great. That's awesome, because I know it's tough work, and I can relieve some of this thing from people's shoulders, to teach them, to guide them. Hopefully, they will reach a better place. This is as cliche as it sounds. That's what it is, Johnson. Like when we were building that house, the flood relief house in Dabong, right? I think Kampung Dabong, right? It was great. It feels awesome. I feel like I'm building something for people to use. The person may not know me, but I know that the person would use it. That's something that drives me on now. And hopefulness, because I play with waste material. I think I'm a builder myself, so all builders have this pride of like, won't say no to impossibility. Can confirm can, this it's something. It's a sickness for us, right? So
Not sure if that's a good or a bad thing.
Bro, it's a good and a bad thing. Trust me. Nothing is good by itself, right? So this is definitely a good and a bad thing, I don't know if I answered that question Johnson asked. Yeah.
It is your answer, man.
Yeah. Oh my God, this one gonna tangkap already. Optimism important, I mean, you lead a team, you gotta believe, you gotta be optimistic. Cannot be that negative. Or maybe let me rethink a bit. I'm just checking my surround. It's my partners who allows me to be this optimistic. I would rephrase if it comes to the organizational context. I have partners. We each respect each other's mindset. Some are very fighter cock, fighter chicken. Like G is fighter chicken. He's not optimistic. He's very realistic. So he will play that role. So I'm always the optimistic. I think okay. Then he said no, maybe not. And then and then we'll go down in consensus. And then there's Rash. So he's the very strategic person also. We all tread in different worlds. We are not in the same plane. So maybe Johnson, you need Rash a lot, in events or what. But you never see me. I want one event maybe just to Ganti. I'll be there. But all this helps. So in my place, I think my production, art installation and community, that would have contributed, I suspect, to be such an optimistic thinker. And of course my partners, they allow me to. Because business owner, super optimistic, table bro, you gone case. Yeah. Running an organization, you can't, So it balances it out.
You can't just dream, but you need to dream with a plan.
Yeah, but bro, I just want to tell you this dream thing, right? Quote that people like to say, living the dream. People always dream. And when they get their dream, they never dream about the maintenance of the dream. That's the big problem, right? They always dream, they got what they want, and then, oh shit, maintenance. Oh my God. It's like that one, Oh, yo. I don't know if you all get what I'm saying, but yeah.
I think this should be the new Malaysian tagline. Don't just dream, but dream about the maintenance of the dream.
Yes. Dream about the maintenance of the dream also. It happened a few times for us, for me, as well. Yeah.
I had a question for a lot earlier when we were talking about just getting the backing of your friends and your family, but more important, family. How was that process for you then? Was it just a please come, let's do it?
Mine. I had it easier compared to other people out there, which I'm sure I had it way easier because I was an ex-addict, so I was a broken figure anyway. And one fine day I came back, I'm straight as hell. I'm like, a human-looking person telling my mom I'm going to contribute to help. Of course, my mom said yes. She's afraid I'll go back and do drugs or whatever, of course she said. So I had it easier. The tough part, yeah. So that was fine. Yeah. But yeah, for others maybe not. Yeah, maybe hard. Like a parent who pay you 60,000 to be a lawyer, study be a lawyer,
Yeah.
and then you decide go internship with Mercy Malaysia, and then you're like, oh my god, this is my calling. Then you tell your mom, okay, mom, all the 7 years lawyer, I'm gonna go NGO. Your mom will flip, bro. Say, what are you doing? Who are these people you're talking to? Who is this Mercy Malaysia? Can they have some mercy for me or not?
Yeah, come sweep the house first lah.
Yes,
Where you
yes,
going?
yes. That will be a lot of individuals like this to convince the parents, convince if they already have a wife, if you're already married, then you decide to do social enterprise. Oh my God, I feel so bad for you. Yeah.
But what can they do meantime?
Meanwhile,
Great
okay,
question.
if you're a social addict, right? If you're a social addict like us, okay, you need that feed. You wanna, must have some social work done, or else you feel jittery, you feel the withdrawal syndromes. Then volunteer with some organizations out there. All right, organizations which are experienced in volunteering. You check their Facebook profile, you check their organization website, and they have volunteering programs. So those programs normally they cater to professionals. If you're a professional, you have professional skills, you want to volunteer, they have work already for you to volunteer as a professional. As a builder, if you have physical skills, you can work for that. Epic is one of the best place to look at. Both all their volunteering is very good. So I'm shining the light to you guys again. So that's one good example. So find organizations with good volunteer management. So then you have clear cut, like when you start, when you end, because you have a side job. You have a real boss that pays you monthly, right? Don't mess that part up. So find someone good like that, and start contributing. Don't just follow social media, but contribute and be involved and voice out and speak in the forums. Then you will feel like then you are one. You're contributing as one. Because when people don't speak, they type. I don't know. I'm a bit old school when I explain this thing. That typing boring lah. Anyone can type, but if pick up your phone and call the organization straight and talk, I think that's a way faster method for you to know how you can contribute. Retiree, if you're a retiree, your parents are retired, please get them to go and do some volunteering work, because retiring parents stay home only, we just deteriorate, and that's bad for their health. Get the mind going. So definitely a lot you can do without owning a charity organization or NGO.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah, check up. Or if you're happy, just call your family lah. Like, hey guys, someone needs some help. I'm pulling in some money, but that will last 3-4 times. After that, they won't pick up your call anymore lah. So volunteering is the best lah, I think. Yeah. Just being real lah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Andrew, how are we doing for time?
We're okay, but I think we'll stick to the plan either way lah. So we're not dragging on for too long. But yeah. I really like a lot of the things that William has shared lah, and I've been just jotting down some notes for us also to reflect on. But yeah, what you said really was impactful, and I never get bored of hearing people say, number one, like charity starts from home, and also if you have no time, no money, then you maybe volunteer. If you have no money, no time, then there's always an option, right? Whether it's the form of donating, whether it's the form of fundraising, or volunteering your time, volunteering your skill. Obviously, we're not the only ones that deals with volunteers. There's so many groups out there, especially now, slowly coming to surface as well with the situation around us, right? But yeah, it really, it's really good sharing, I have to say so, from William. In terms of questions, it's not so much related to the current topic, but I think it's just more on a personal level, right? You mentioned that, okay, you get backing from your partners. You guys have very similar mindsets and you support each other very well, even more so from your family. But just on a personal point of view, like, what do you do when you hit a block, you hit a wall, or you find yourself in a place where nothing's going wrong, maybe nothing's going right, sorry, and maybe you've had arguments with some of your partners. What do you do for yourself? What works for you to kind of like allow you to bounce back again?
Oh, allow me to bounce back. I'll go camping, bro.
Ah, that's a
I'm
good
I'm
answer.
I'm a long time camper. Love camping so much. Fight. I mean, if you fight with your partners, fight some more, fight more often. Because the more you fight, the more you learn about each other, and fight professionally. Don't fight like like no. I mean, no one will lah, but fight more often. Then the fight will become a debate, and then the debate will become a discussion, and the discussion will get consensus. So I don't agree in partnerships not fighting, but we should all define the word fight together. Then we know where we are at every time we try and raise our voice to say something, but it's not for us, not for personal point of view, but for the current topic. These are important. We have 8 partners, lah, bro. It's
That's strong.
I'm just
strong
saying,
advice.
so that says a lot. Yeah. So um, no one has said good things to me or us when we tell them how many partners we have every time. It doesn't matter who. Not say not they say good things. They're always surprised and like, whoa, what the heck? You all don't fight. Of course we fight, lah, bro. You, your wife, 2 fellas also fight. I think 8 fellas not gonna fight, is it? We'll fight, but must fight more. Practice fighting, then it becomes sparring. You know what I'm saying? That's important. Childish, be a bit childish, lah. I mean, we all grow up. Everything is so serious, right? Sometimes you gotta be childish to approach certain situations. Then you are reminded you're having fun owning an organization or initiative or movement per se.
Wow. Johnson,
Best,
I really like the word sparring that he used.
Yeah,
The
sparring.
intention is not to hurt or injure, but it's to
Yeah.
get a better feel, get a better touch, get more
to learn the moves.
experience.
Yeah, to learn the
Yeah.
moves. Yeah.
That's a word I haven't heard in a long time. Like, really like it. Thanks, William. Thanks.
Yeah, it's nice. We fight a lot, bro. We disagree. We sometimes do things behind each other's backs, but all in good faith. We get scolding, but then there's results. So it's like, okay, but still, you guys simply do things, like, but okay, quite childish sometimes. I like it. Yeah. Yeah.
No, lovely.
Yeah, serious.
Yeah.
Thorough lah. I mean, we had times that Andrew it's not all beautiful lah.
For sure.
I'm a very optimistic person, but we go through bad times. I had the most horrible time, I think, that I had to go through to bounce back was I have to close the factory and let go of 8 of my team members. So 3 years ago, before pandemic, thank God, before pandemic, business wasn't doing well, and then our cash flow is very bad, and we were red for many months. So I had to close down the Biji-biji factory. We used to have a factory where we collect a lot of junk and just make art installations, selling art installations and bills and some weird furnitures here and there, mostly on that. And then I have to close it down. That was tough lah. It's the toughest part is asking people to leave. Not closing and carrying into the lorry dirty and all that.
That's the fun part.
That doesn't hurt. Yeah. What hurts is when you have to ask members, your team members who following you or believe in what you believe in when the factory is open, right? Then you have to tell them, sorry, it didn't work out and so sorry. And some of them were nice enough to told me not to say it. They said they're gonna leave themselves. Don't have to ask us to leave. We want to voluntarily leave. Even before they left, also they helped clean up the factory. That was the biggest, looking at the factory empty again. It's like the first day I was there. So definitely changes my perspective. I definitely took the optimism out, Johnson. But after that, it made the optimism stronger. Like, hey, factory is so close before already. What are you all talking about? What's this problem? This is no problem. What's the fire? What? Ask 1, 2 fellas leaving, no problem. You see? But we learn lah. We do contract based, so we don't have to go through this emotionally again. I get very attached
Yeah.
to people, so that's also something. That's my problem lah, the personal problem. Yeah. But then susah. After that, straight, I went to. After I closed the factory, I remember I drove up to Cameron Highland. I've got a friend working in a guest house there. Drove up Cameron Highland, rented a room, and just stayed there for 6 days. Not doing anything, just sitting down, lepa line, look at the mountain. Trying not to feel bad. That's so bad. That is so bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, but I got the answer. Go camping. Okay.
Go camping, yes.
Go camping or go to somewhere in nature, right?
Nature, bro.
Maybe you should give me your friend's number in Cameron Highlands.
Can
When the rain stops, maybe I can go.
when the rain stops, yeah. January, I'm going there January. Meant to go tomorrow, so cancel the trip. So we postponed to January.
Yeah.
Tapa tarahal.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that looking at time, we're probably coming to the end soon, right, Andrew?
Yep.
Yeah, but I didn't want to leave this without also hearing your perspective in your new role. Maybe not so new, but new role of a father of two. You know, so you got a family, man. You know, how has things changed for you since having a family?
Oh my God. People say marriage is overrated. I feel people need to define the word marriage. You know, they always define the word marriage is all the rituals come to their mind, you know, tables lah, eat dinner lah, party lah. I guess that's ritual for family. That's the wedding ritual. Whereas a marriage is a promise between two person in spiritual promise that, you know, different when your boyfriend, girlfriend lah. So the first promise, like, to be together forever, to do our best to be together. Like, divorce is not in our mind. There's no option. This is a no option. Go and don't come back kind of stuff. It's a life-changing thing. We're pretty impactful. Kind of loved it when it was just us. And I love it more now when I have two kids already. Yeah. My eldest son is Ethan. He's 3 years old. He's havoc. He's everywhere, bro. I bring him anywhere. He'll touch everything everywhere. He's just curious, very very active child. Very very rough, but okay, nice. When he was born, I was just sharing with you guys earlier, right? But I want to share it again. Like, it's really a big learning. Like, us as human beings, we actually have an importance list, a list of important people in our life. I mean, in our back of our heads, you know. Like, for y'all listening, maybe like your parents, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your father, your mother, brother, sister, and so on and so forth, right? I've never realized that we have this list until my first child was born. And I get to be in the delivery room. I was in section 27, Section 7 Shah Alam Hospital, government hospital, awesome, dope government hospital. So I get to be there with my wife, and when child was born, I look at it immediately. I jammed for a while, you know, hanke. And straight, everything around me, even my wife who is on the bed, I'm sorry, Shirley, I love you, but when she's on the bed there, you know, bleeding and stuff, everything in the world becomes less important, drops down. That's a very tremendous rush of feeling. And then the most important thing is this little living creature in front of me that's dependent on me to eat, feed, wash the bum, teach to how to be a human being. I'm like, oh my God, I have to do that. Teach a person how to be a person, like full time, 24 hours. There's no break. It's not a teacher. There's no like school finished, ding, ding, ding. Okay, bye, go away. You know, like no such thing. And all this were gushing in my head. Definitely changed me as a person. Not so playful anymore. Trying to be more serious. But then that didn't work out very well. I'm just like, you know, I don't have to role model myself with all the stereotypical fathers. Just do what's needed. Yeah. So one child I thought it was hard until I had my second child. And one child is so easy. Second child now, she started running around already. So yeah, she's putting things in her mouth. That's her number one environment assessment tool, her mouth. So yeah, the challenges are there lah. Interesting lah, being a father lah. You gotta watch what you say lah. Yeah, you gotta watch what you say lah. If I actually say shit accidentally, then my son will say, "What shit?" I said, "No, the sheep, the sheep.
Sheep.
There used to be a sheep here. Now it's no more here. You know, like trying to change story. It's very. You have to think like deep. You know, like I say this. It's just this, but then what would this do, and what would this lead to? You know, so it's like interesting. Yeah.
You have to be a bit more cautious and calculated. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
It's a really monkey see, monkey do. They really
Of course,
model
of
after
course.
you guys.
Yeah.
Of course. So for all you single fellas there, or like no child yet, just enjoy first. Layan. Yeah. Don't feel like you're peer pressure. Oh look, my friend got kids. I also want to have kids. They only look nice in the wedding dinners or those gatherings, you see. But when you follow them go home, it's all hell. All right. The babies are dressed nice, clean, smell beautiful, smell nice, hair tie, right? It's only nice in the high school reunions and all that. Don't rush to it. Take your time. Take it easy, yeah. Go volunteer and take care of your friends' kids, for one day first. Right?
Bonus
A lot of people-
advice.
A lot of people say get a dog. I say dog just doesn't cut it.
It's not the same.
Not the same. Dog will eat and shit themselves, you see. So, so it's fine. Yeah.
These are all bonus advice from William. From our
Changes
session.
my work. Just to get back in context, changes my work. Does add more pressure in the sustainability part of the work. Need to find more ways to sustain ourselves better as an organization, because we are full-timers. I'm full-time social father. A father is full-time into this. So being in it, we must be real with ourselves more than how the publics are real with us. People always ask me, so how you all make money? How you all sustain yourself? By doing programs, by helping people. Who are your clients? These foundations, they believe in what we do, but hard to get it through cross generation, So now as a father, you've got two more mouths to feed. It's the pressure is definitely there, but keeping on an optimism, Side business, run some side business, then the wife won't be saying so much. Something like that. Yeah. Unless your wife is on board with you, then good luck. That's good. And that one cannot do anything. That's okay. That's fine. You can blame each other.
Get her, Johnson.
Right, Johnson can blame each other, no problem.
Well, that one we have to do a part 2 episode. I don't think we should even start that in this episode.
She's sitting behind you, is it? No, right? Okay. Oh, man.
Yeah.
But jokes aside, that's a real concern. Plan well, financially you must be at least comfortable a bit to have kids. But have as many kids as you want, bro. Seriously. But the first one is expensive. Once you have second, third, fourth, the expenses same only. It's like a toilet. You build one toilet for one person. That one person is expensive for that one person. But then if 5 first stay there, you don't have to build 5 toilets, but all use the same toilet. So once you go through first kid, then your third, second, fourth, fifth, all senang. I don't want to demotivate, little population drop right after this episode. So just kidding.
Yeah. Hey, thanks so much, man.
Hey,
I think we got a lot of pearls, intended and unintended. Everything is spilled out, but I really appreciate it, man, William.
Hey, no props.
Andrew.
Yep.
So
I
should we
think-
summarize?
Yeah. I think firstly, I was just collecting all the thoughts throughout all the conversations and sharing, right? And I think for me, I enjoyed doing this episode. Enjoyed doing this episode with you as well, William. And I've had many takeaways. Perhaps just to summarize briefly from the beginning of the show is I think for people listening, tuning in, some of the things that I remember William sharing was first and foremost, we need to be honest with ourselves, from where you're coming from. And for William's case, he was a former addict. So it's not even from working from the ground up, it's working from below the ground up, right? So it's number one, embracing the hardship and the dirt, lah, quote unquote, the dirt, and also just allowing yourself to be honest and vulnerable. I think he also mentioned to take really, really measurable steps, whether it's gaining the support of your family or your relationships, or in some ways, gao team them first, lah, right? To get them on your side, and then carry on doing what you're doing. I think you also mentioned about materials. Materials are materials. You don't necessarily take it with you to your grave and when you're gone. But what you do take away is the feelings and the legacy that you have created and left behind, lah. Whether that's through the artwork that he does or just what you do. I think we all agree that charity also truly starts from home, and at the end of the day, it's the feelings that count. So let's just make more good feelings, lah. I think that's what William shared as well. Those are some of my takeaways, and perhaps if Johnson you want to share, and we can hear from William as well. Some final words and sharing before we end the session.
Yeah. So let me go perhaps first before we allow William to close with even more words of wisdom. I think takeaways on top of the ones that you've shared would be, I think, to have the right people around you. So in the context of William, having the right partners, who are willing to fight together with you, for something, and to spar with you. I think that's really, really important, especially in doing altruistic, idealistic things to make a difference. I think another one which you said very nonchalantly, but I think that it's something that answers a lot of doubt that some of us in social space might have in terms of the balance between, what to share and what not to share and stuff like that. And I think I felt like it cut through so much, all the noise, and that's the fact that the internet is not God. The internet is not God. Why you do what you do, you do it sincerely, and it's not about sharing it with the internet, but it is in honor to, a higher power, a higher being, or whatever. I mean, in your case, you said whatever else you believe in as well. I think last one really is, I'm not sure if anyone has told you this before, but William, you are the work of art, lah. I mean, think about it, right? You look for trash and you turn trash into art, but actually I mean, people would say that you were once a sampah masyarakat.
Oh yes, always, now still same.
Right? Still same. Yeah, but actually you've actually upcycled yourself, man. Or you have been upcycled by perhaps God, by people, and you've actually turned into something that inspires, that has a message, and it is very, very clear. It shines very brightly and it's very loud, lah.
Thank you so much.
And it inspires me really, William. I must admit that during this pandemic, I've spent a lot of time questioning as well, the meaning about the work that we do here at Epic. And at the end of the day, I still come back to, seeing a world full of extraordinary people impacting communities, and of course, ideally, we hope that everyone naturally would seek to do good and be, grow up in great environments and have the capacity to make a difference. But the truth is that majority of the world actually are born in hardship. They don't have ideal parents, they don't have ideal homes, they don't have enough money. Many of them fall by the wayside as well. But that's why I believe we exist. To help such people, and not help them out of pity, to just get out of trouble, but because they all have within themselves that hope of becoming someone like you, so your story really inspires me in that way, and I just wanted to say thank you, and I'm so glad to hear more about you, although we've known each other for for a while, and we see each other from time to time. But I think it's been a pleasure really hearing from you about that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, John. Thanks for making me sound so cool. I feel I'm just blushing now. I'm just too dark for you guys to see. Like seriously.
Don't think we're making you sound cool, man. You are pretty
Thanks,
damn cool.
thanks. Thank you so much. I mean, I feel very honored to be able to be just sharing and people listen to stories. You know, we talk stories all the time. But still, I believe story is what brings the human race to learn and hereditary teachings. You know, and for us to continue on this never-ending story of needs out there. I also hope, like Johnson, you know, like we can continue doing this even though after we die, like these things will still keep going on, you know, and who cares where the karma or pahala going to, right? As long as people get what they need, the help that they need and all. So keep on keeping on, man. I have no more word of wisdom to say. Aside from, like, you know, just be yourselves, guys. Like if you believe in it, you just got to do it. If you don't, then just don't waste time. Like, don't try and convince yourself, right? So likewise, if you want to be like, you know, Johnson and like Andrew or myself, like to do this, more than welcome. Contact any of us. I think we will more than happy to share or help in any way possible. Yeah. Thanks for doing this show. It's great. I feel so nice. Yeah.
You're very welcome.
I feel nice. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
next time when I do a show, I'm gonna invite you guys too. Yeah.
not a problem, man.
Nice.
Can't guarantee you will be as cool as you, lah. But
No, they don't. Not like that, Johnson. Cannot say like that. different things we are doing. Different things.
All right, man. Johnson, would you like to close the session?
Sure. Yeah, so that's it. We heard from William today. I hope you guys have been inspired. I mean, as always, this show here really exists for all of you who have that desire to be a little bit different, you know, who believes that they weren't born to just be ordinary, you know, but they dare to just put a little extra, you know, to be extraordinary. You know, as you can see, someone like if someone like William who has gone on to do so much and make a difference in so many lives, no doubt. You know, so think about what you can do as well. Thank you for whoever that has been watching this. This is our 5th episode. We're very happy to be able to do this, and we hope to continue to do this. But to be able to do so, we would need you to keep recommending to us, you know, people that inspire you. And we would like to feature them and feature their stories so that more people like you can also continuously be inspired as well. So till then, till we see you next year, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of you. And with that, we close our 5th episode. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Johnson.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
Yeah. Happy New Year, man. And